Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. A Year to Exhale. That's the name of the new book by author Kia Harris. It's a story that follows the journey of three childhood friends that have ultimately leaned on each other for love, support, and guidance throughout their lives. And joining us to tell us more about the book, we welcome author Kia Harris. Hello and welcome.
Hi, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Yeah.
and what an appropriate book to open up with our first
Exactly.
episode, A Year to Exhale.
Exhale.
All right, so what inspired that title, my dear?
The inspiration behind it really is, those moments when you're stressed and you're tense. The minute you come out of that, what do? You exhale, you release. A year really defines time. So your exhale period could be a month, a minute if you're stuck in traffic, a week. So a year is really just a definition of time.
Right. Do you think that comes with this whole reflection that occurs at the end of the year to kind of like assess and just take inventory of what's been done and what hasn't been done, and hence resolutions and all that other stuff that comes with the new year?
I think what's happening now, especially with women, we're starting to realize that we don't need to wait until the end of the year. We're reinventing ourselves every day. And so the year is just the journey that we go through, and we're kind of reinventing and going through our reassessments of ourselves on a very frequent basis.
And so the book itself is really geared towards a sisterhood. Is the sisterhood based on the being of a sorority, based on a sorority? Because from what I got, they all live in different states,
Yes.
but yet they're still close, as if though they were together. Now, tell me, all right, is there truth? Is it semi-autobiographical?
This is fiction.
Okay.
But as readers will find that there's a little piece of who you are in each of the characters. And I can certainly say there's a little piece of me in each of the characters. So it is fiction, but it's very realistic, if you will.
Okay, so without giving too much away, what exactly should someone want to read this for?
So this book is really entertaining. I wrote this book from the perspective of I wanted to highlight that women can get along and support one another and not perpetuate what we see in the media today and on reality TV where women are catty and fighting one another. So that's really what you're getting from this. But I also didn't fall into that mindset of bashing men, because there are some dynamic men in this book as well. And these men make walls crumble to make these women happy.
Wow, I want to meet those men. Do they have to be fiction?
Well, I'm sure they're out there somewhere. I mean, I'm married to one, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to the hubby.
Right.
Hope he's watching. And so it's interesting that you would say that, right? Because this past year we've seen a lot of women come together and unite. But they've come together to unite to fight.
Right.
And I understand that you're really about peace and harmony, and that's really what you're trying to bring into the space. And so I'm assuming that's what the reader is going to take away with them.
They will take away some peace and harmony, but understand that they deal with some very realistic situations. There are women, they're going through divorce. Some have had some real issues in past relationships. Some are struggling even in their careers from making a decision to transition from one role to another. So the things are realistic. They are, harmonious ultimately, but they do go through some ups and downs. And I wanted my readers to feel like when they read this, that it was something that was tangible. And these characters jump off the page.
So what are the three major cities that we're talking about?
So we're talking 4 major cities.
Four.
New York City, Houston, Hilton Head, South Carolina, and Chicago, Illinois.
And where did you pick those for?
Well, those actually have sentimental reasons for us. So New York, I'm born and raised here in New York, lived in Harlem, lived in the Bronx. Shout out to IS 115, my junior high school.
Love that.
And Houston is where I really want to ultimately retire to. So I had to incorporate that into the story. Hilton Head, South Carolina. I talk about bed and breakfast as a potential revenue stream, and that's where I would set it up. And Chicago, one of my really good friends is from there, so I really wanted to incorporate Chicago into the story.
That's nice. You paid homage. No, and it's interesting because as I'm listening to you, now I can see the corporate you also infused into the book. And so I was like, oh, that's a pretty good idea, actually.
Yeah, yeah. So I definitely, like I said, I put a little bit of who I am in each of the characters, although the stories are made up. And they are really made up stories. And I say that because I have had tons of readers say to me, is that you? And what I don't want to take away from my characters is people trying to assess if that's my story and get something from it, because that's not what it's about.
Right. It's you had to just be the voice of
Yes.
these particular characters, right?
Absolutely.
And so in closing, I wanted to just share with anyone who may be considering writing a book, who may be caught up in a dead-end job, who may be afraid to take the plunge. How, what would you advise them? Because I know you took a plunge.
Absolutely. The one thing I will say is, having been in corporate America, and I've been very fortunate in my career, so I won't take that away. But I started to feel boxed into being defined as someone that everyone else thought I was or wanted me to be. And I did that throughout my career. I say follow what's in your heart. And we hear it a lot, follow your passion, follow your purpose. And it's not easy, because when you're transitioning out of a six-figure job and you're going into an unknown space where you're not a subject matter expert, it is scary. But don't let the fear stop you. Just go for it. I often refer to something I heard Pastor Bishop T.D. Jakes say when he said that there are three words that one company used that took them from making $900 million to over $1 billion. And those three words were just do it. And I really would say just do it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming on to our
Thank you.
first
Thank you
episode
for having
of
me.
2019 to inspire us.
Thank you very
and
much.
of course to share this wonderful novel, this fiction novel with fabulous men inside of them. All right, you guys, once again, A Year to Exhale is now available at Barnes & Noble, and of course you can find it on Amazon.
Yes.
All right, for more information on Kia Harris, you can visit author KiaHarris.com. We have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll find out what the Brooks River Arts Center has in store for the new year. Don't go anywhere.